and I was recently voted the third funniest person in my immediate family. My family have a long history of seeing me live. My first ever gig was singing Wonderwall at Christmas 1996 around the dinner table in a performance my grandmother described as challenging. I'm an Arsenal fan, and I think everyone ends up like the football team they support. I now spend my time underperforming with style. In front of a largely silent crowd. I told that joke to my dad, and he really likes football and comedy. I thought it would bring us together. He didn't laugh, and he said back to me, "Yeah, and you never score." Don't do that. If you ever think of saying "oh" to a comedian, first ask yourself, is he in the 0 to 3 age range? This is going to be the first of many new bits, and it will show. But I think, we've all seen a lot of very boring interviews with footballers, and they speak to young people that some of the only sort of working class people get on TV, and it's a shame that they're so poorly educated. I'd like to own a football club, run it, and set up like a good college to actually get them educated, and then I'd use their wisdom and them being the most intelligent team just to badmouth every other team continually, just to smack talk, just to really damage the other team's egos. I mean, they'd be shit at football because there will be some of these which are just scream applause. I mean, the new material is really a sign that I've been spending way too much time alone, more than being comedy of any sort. I was saying I'm single. I keep being turned down by girls who say I'm an awful human being, which is a relief, as I thought I was ugly. Back to the jokes. Dating me is a lot like taking crack. For most people, I'm easy to resist, but for a select few, I can ruin lives. I don't actually take drugs. I'm quite a paranoid person. I used to hang out with a guy at school who smoked weed, and he'd get paranoid, and I thought he was impersonating me. I had another school friend who was real. And we were at parents' evening when we were 15. What can I say? We had kids young. I joke. But I was very nervous. I wasn't doing any work. He was with the squad. He was just in front of me in the queue, and he went up to see the teacher, and the teacher said, "Oh, Mark's been great. He's done all his work. He's not missed any school apart from the Jewish holidays." And his mum said, "We're not Jewish." And from the age of 11, this kid had been pretending to be Jewish just to get out of school. He was the first person to pretend to be Jewish to escape an authoritarian. I said something to a friend of mine. It actually happened to my cousin. Went to City of London school, like a posh school, and that happened to one of his friends. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I spend a lot of time setting up jokes and thinking about how to arrange them. I'd like to get to a stage where I can start every joke with, "I was with some people and some stuff happened." Yeah, I know. And that's the second new bit. We're gonna really see this pattern emerging. Funny and new. I was walking in the centre of town a few months back, and I accidentally farted loudly. Well, I mean, I farted on purpose, but the volume was way out of control. I mean, there were enough people around that I wasn't sure if anyone could pinpoint it on me. It was just a general area. But I made the biggest mistake I could. I panicked, and I started walking quicker. And then I thought that makes it more obvious it was me, and I slowed down again. And to any of the numerous people around me would have looked like the force of the fox. I'll leave that one to hang in the air around me. It's been a past version of that joke. I was walking down the street, it's a regular occurrence, and I saw a poster which said, "Come to the homeopathy centre. What are you waiting for?" And I thought, verified scientific evidence. Not as good as the fart joke. Quick poll, by a show of hands, does anyone here believe in God? One or two of you. If you believe in God and you didn't raise your hand, that means you're more scared of me. Let's go for another new bit. If looks could kill, then I'd make eye contact more often. I cut my own hair a couple of weeks ago. I thought it would be like a cool thing to do. Now I'm unemployed, not any money, but no one ever notices it, so I just go up to people and go, "I just cut my own hair." And it's awkward. Don't do it, it just looks like you've got a bad haircut. It's not a good move.
I have a bad haircut.
What's that?
I'm sorry, I cut my own hair.
You do. No, I thought you were saying I don't have a bad haircut, but you were saying the opposite. You were saying I have a bad haircut and lack an excuse. Never mind. This isn't about you.
It's about you.
Yes, about me. Okay. I put a video on YouTube of me doing stand-up a few weeks ago. Well, no, it's a couple of months back, and it's got like 500 views, and I was feeling quite good about that. And then there's this new feature called YouTube Recommends, which tells you like what people who've seen your video have also seen. And no, actually, I think you guessed that wrong, because videos came up of stand-ups like Todd Barry and Stuart Lee and Harry Hill, like some of my favourite comedians. And it was a nice bit of ego boost. And then I realised that I'd seen all those videos, and what had happened is that I'd watched a video of me doing stand-up so much, first out of hubris and then to remember my own jokes, that I was the viewer. Which I think is the worst way that you can be tricked on the internet as an adult. Because like, if you're on Match.com and like 50-year-old guy pretends to be a 19-year-old girl, at least you have the option of like meeting up with a 50-year-old guy. I mean, this is a new bit, as you can tell. But I tricked myself for the first time since Tyler Durden at Fight Club, which, oh god, I'm so bored of this routine. I've just written it. So blah blah blah, Fight Club's an overrated movie, which I think is only was successful because of the famous quote. The first rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club. The second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about Fight Club by using the title of the movie 4 times in one sentence. They made it seem a lot cooler than it was. And I think that would work for any movie. I think if we need to talk about Kevin, there's a close-up of Tilda Swinton's face, saying in a Snakes on the Plane style, we need to motherfucking talk about that motherfucker Kevin. It would be some welcome light relief in that largely dark film. I mean, does anyone have any sort of suggestions of a movie that's a few words long and a bit serious, where we could try this rule? Come on, help me out, guys.
The Unbearable Life of Steve.
Okay. Oh man. Did they turn that into a movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't read the book either. Is that by Milan Kundera?
Yeah.
I read his other book. I read the joke. It's alright. Oh man. This lightness of beer It's unbearable. It needs a bit of weight to it. Oh. 1-0. That's 0-2 to me. In the. Okay, I'm gonna. Wow. That was the one you get taken. Sometimes I'll have a ready meal. I mean, I like to cook, but once in a while I'll have a ready meal. It's not a crime. No, it's not. What?
Borderline.
There's not a court in the land that would. These are readily available commercial products. They're part of modern lifestyle. And I've noticed that sometimes in the pack of a ready meal, there'll be cooking instructions for the 650 watt microwaves, as well as 750 watt microwaves and 850 watt microwaves. But does anyone here actually have a 650 watt microwave? You love them? Oh my god, this has never happened before. Are you sure? Really? Yeah. To be honest, I think that these supermarkets that are putting 650 watt microwaves, I think you're a straggler and we need to cut you off. I mean, I've done this routine a lot of times and you're the first.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for you. No, I'm very curious. Yeah, no one else is, but
What do you want to know?
how long have you,
Yeah,
how long have you been at this place?
2 years.
And you've been 650 watts all the time?
I don't do that.
1,000 watt microwave. Ladies. Well, I actually live with my parents, so technically I'm heir to 1,000. Ben, do you want me to stop?
Where's Ben?
Where is he? You're there. You're so like white, skinny, brown hair that you're like fucking camouflaged into this audience. You could be anyone else. So I've done about the right time, and I'll do one new bit just to give people, so people leave with a sense of how it's generally been. Do you ever like have a tube driver who has to make an announcement and you can't hear it at all, and you're like, your only job is to like make announcements? You know what I'm talking about. Oh my god. I've got one thing that's horrible that happened to me at Christmas and I haven't told it once since. Oh, no, I still can't. You know like the Radiohead Just video where they bring on their own doom? If you get me to tell you this, no regret. No. I had a gig yesterday in Essex, and I got a lip share with another comedian who shall remain named Simon Kane. And, his GPS on his iPhone was playing up, and we ended up getting a bit lost until we were on a B road, having gone like 30 miles in quite a weird direction. We suddenly pulled up in a farm and started going along a farm road, and I was going, what are you doing? He's going, this is the route it said, this is the route. And we ended up literally on a field, and then we realised that he'd set his iPhone to walking mode. And I was fucking panicking. He found it hilarious. I was worried, we were literally on the field, I think what if we break down? We turned around, started driving back and said, farms have really low security. Which seemed a needless comment. Might say as much of this. It's been really lovely though, thank you.
Yay!